Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Criss, and if you know me, you know that I love New Year's. I love setting goals. It's like my favorite time of the year. And so this year has been challenging because of just how weird the year has been. I've been pretty transparent on this channel about like just pregnancy depression, just the weight of being pregnant and taking care of small children, and then we're still living in a pandemic and we have all these changes going on. And so if you feel heavy for no reason, or just kind of hard, you're having a hard time centering, you're not crazy. There's still a lot going on. It's 2022, and I mean, the pandemic is still a thing, and everything else is still a thing. Nobody at work is still a thing. You're probably working for 3 people. All this stuff is still real, and we still have to make the choice of whether to keep going or not. And so when it comes to goals in years like this, it can get tricky, right? Because on one hand, it's like there's so much going on, I'm so overwhelmed. Should I just sit back and not make a goal because I know I'm not going to be able to achieve it anyways? I can barely function, right? Or should I set all these ambitious goals and not be sensitive to the fact that things are not as they should be, or things aren't business as usual? That's the thing that gets me about living in the US, is that a lot of times we're forced to operate business as usual when there's drastic changes going on around us. And so I want to talk about that. I want to talk about, what do you do in a hard year? Maybe you lost a loved one and you're grieving this year, or maybe, I don't know, you're living somewhere where you didn't think you would be living. It's a hard year. For whatever reason, you're going through a hard year. I want to talk about goal setting, goal planning during those years, because while it can be tempting to just say, I won't do anything, I want to encourage you to take a different approach. So during these years, I think these are the years where I don't think you should say, let's not set goals. I think you should set goals differently. And so what that looks like is, let me back up. I think that's important, because what you'll find is, if you set goals differently, so instead of setting a bunch of goals, a bunch of ambitious goals that are going to require you to go, work, you can set maybe 1 or 2 goals, or habits even, to focus on, because you'll find that helps you get out of the bed. So don't just not set goals because it's a hard year. Set something that you can do within the reality of your life right now. Okay, so let's guys, I'm still getting over being sick. So let me give you a practical example. Okay, so this year, instead of say it's a rough year for you, instead of saying I want to lose 50 pounds, maybe this is a year to set a water drinking goal and a walking goal. So maybe you say, this is your year to focus on your water. You buy a new water bottle from Amazon, a cute one, and you drink the water this year, and that's your habit for this year. And that's all you can do, but it gives you something to focus on every day. And what you'll find is, that helps. Discipline in one area helps discipline in all areas. And so you'll find that just focusing on that water drinking goal actually will help you in other areas. So you'll find that because you're being more disciplined in your water, you become more disciplined in your finances. Because you're being more disciplined in your finances, it's like a trickle. It's a domino effect, really. So I want you to set smaller goals. So for me this year, I know that a lot of this year I would be growing a baby, then birthing a baby, and then the rest of the year I'll be taking care of a newborn with 4 other kids. So for me, what that looks like, instead of saying, say like YouTube, I love YouTube. So instead of me saying, I want to have 30,000 subscribers, I'll say, I just want to post 4 videos a month, 1 a week if I can, before a month. So if I'm behind, I'll double up, whatever. But it's a more realistic goal, and it's a smaller goal, and smaller movements, they make big moves over time. So if you're like me, and okay, so wait, I want you to set these smaller goals, write them down, write a few goals down, And then I want you to be okay with these smaller goals, knowing that this is just a season. It won't always be this way. It will not always be this way. And you won't, for example, I won't always have young children to take care of. I won't always, feel sick. I won't always feel like this. We will not always be in a pandemic. Things will get better. So I want you to set these smaller goals, and I want you to have peace about what you wrote down. And if you're like me and you're super ambitious, you will probably have to go through the goal writing process several times. And here's what I mean by that. You'll need to write down your goals. Then you need to pray and ask the Lord and say, hey, are these my goals from my flesh that I want to achieve? Am I ignoring the season that I'm in, where I should be leaned into the season, but I'm over here beating down this door that it's not time for me to open yet, right? So you're going to write the goals down, pray. And here's what happened with me. I wrote down my goals, prayed. The Lord was like, nope, try again. I edited again, brought them down a little bit, crossed some of them off, and the Lord was like, nope. Right? Like, for example, let me give you all a practical example. I had a money goal, like how much money I wanted to make. And I had that on my goal list, and I love, that's like one of my favorite goals to hit. And God was like, no, this is not the year for that. And my husband is starting a business, and it was like he clearly told me, like, that's him. Let him do that. Your season is, you're about to birth a baby. Focus on that. And that was hard for me because y'all know me. I like to go out there and get it. And so I had to humble myself and take that down. And then I edited the goals, prayed about it again. Still did not feel a peace about it. He asked me to change another goal. So changed that. Until finally I got my goals down to the bare bones. And I'm like, okay, this is it. This is what I'm supposed to be focused on this year. What I should be achieving this year. And that's it. And I have to be okay with that. So pick your 1 or 2 goals. Write them down for the year. And be okay with that. And even if it feels random, even if you feel like my finances are in shambles this year, but I just want to walk a mile a day. I don't have the capacity to attack all the financial stuff this year. You'll find that when you get out there and you walk that mile a day, you're not spending money on things you shouldn't be spending money on because you're focused on your mile a day. And the discipline, like I said, it will spill over. Just, focus on those 1 or 2 goals. And then the next year, you can be back. Just build a habit this year. Just change your mindset this year. Be more positive this year. But definitely you still want to sit and think through your year. You don't want to give that up. You don't ever want to walk into anything blindly or walk into something without being intentional. That's really what it's about. Being intentional. That's what goal setting is about anyways. It's just being intentional, knowing where you're going to spend your time and your energy for the year. And so that's what concerns me about people just being so overwhelmed that they go into their year with nothing. So set something, anything. Don't just go in with nothing. Don't start a year not being intentional. That's what makes me nervous. So I would like to know below, what is going to be your 1 or 2 goals this year? I want to hear kind of where people's minds are at. Like, what are some goals? Like, are you trying to get healthier? Are you trying to get your money right? What is it? I want to know. I want to be cheering for you guys. So comment below. Let me know some of those goals that you're setting. Let me know some edits you had to make because maybe this is not the season, the time, or the place for that goal. So let me know. I love you guys and see you in the next video. Bye.